Over the past year, Colorado leaders have maintained that our state is a safe place for people to receive abortions. At our state capitol, Democratic leaders are set to extend protections for reproductive rights, but Republicans are making sure their voices are heard as well. Denver 7's Megan Lopez joins us live from our state capitol following a busy day. Megan?
Yeah, that's right, Jessica. And Fridays at the state capitol, or at least Friday evenings, normally really aren't that busy. But tonight you have a House committee that's hearing testimony on 3 bills that would limit abortions in the state. Now, normally whenever these bills come up, these committee halls, everything really here at the Capitol are completely packed. This year that wasn't the case, though still about 170 people signed up to testify either for or against those 3 bills. And really, this is just the beginning of the abortion battle here in the state of Colorado this year.
Sometimes in this building, no matter how many people sign up to testify or how late in the night committee hearings go, a bill's fate is set in stone.
I don't expect it to move forward, but you never know.
Within this committee room is one of those moments, a slate of anti-abortion bills with no chance of moving forward.
First bill is abolishing abortion in Colorado, and the second bill is to try to make sure that the abortion pill reversal is made known.
The lawmakers running them don't even have fellow Republicans to co-sponsor them, and yet they say these conversations are important.
I am going to move the conversation because anytime you speak truth to that darkness, you actually push that darkness backwards.
Quite frankly, the more time we spend on something like this that isn't going to pass, the less time we have on doing things that actually help the rest of Colorado.
In recent years, another trend, Democrats crafting abortion bills of their own. This year, there will be 3. One protects patients and providers from lawsuits or criminal penalties for abortions and protects their privacy, including those coming from out of state. A second requires commercial insurance providers to cover abortions, STI treatment, and HIV prevention. And a third aims to regulate crisis pregnancy centers and stop deceptive advertising practices in those clinics.
Anti-abortion clinics actually outnumber abortion clinics in the state approximately 3 to 1. There are a majority of counties in Colorado have an anti-abortion center, but they don't have an actual abortion clinic.
But abortion rights groups like Cobalt aren't stopping there. They also plan to bring 2 ballot initiatives to voters next year.
We always knew that the Reproductive Health Equity Act was a 2-step process. Step 1, put it into state law, put it into statute, and then step 2, put it into the state constitution.
The other would repeal the state's funding ban for abortion access, both leaving it to voters to decide. Year after year in the state capitol, the same debate, and for anti-abortion bills, the same fate. But after these bills are done, the real abortion battle will begin in the Capitol and at the ballot box.
Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
So far, one of the Republican bills has failed. And you may remember after the U.S. Supreme Court signaled it would overturn Roe v. Wade, state lawmakers worked to codify the right to abortion under state law. That was signed into law last April. This means pregnant people have the right to continue a pregnancy and give birth or have an abortion, blocking public entities from denying that right.
And on the national stage, a court decision next week could impact how a majority of women have abortions. A federal district judge in Texas is expected to release his opinion as early as next Friday in a case involving the so-called abortion pill, and it's called mifepristone. It's used by many physicians in the U.S. to terminate pregnancies before 10 weeks. Now, the lawsuit alleges the FDA did not properly study the pill before using it. It was approved by the FDA in 2000. In regards to safety, a Scripps News investigation last year found that for every 1 million patients, 6.5 patients died. Keep in mind that ratio is lower than the ratio for penicillin.